Hey guys, welcome back. Hello from
Thanks.
Longmont, Colorado.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Vancouver and Slovenia and Pennsylvania and
Devin,
Space Mouse. No, that's not a place.
it's a state of
And
mind.
Devon. State of mind. Space Mouse. It reminds me of like Taco Cat. I wish Space Mouse was like Taco Cat.
Yeah, I bet somebody could work up a meme on that one. Halifax, Germany. Sega. Oh, no, SGA. Sorry, got excited. So good to have you here, Salvatore. Yeah, we upgraded, had major upgrade in the studio. Got a
Major upgrade.
major upgrade. We went from plywood to something that's not plywood. So big deal. I'm having some issues with some wrinkling over here on the side. I'm going to get a piece of gaff tape or something, straighten that out. Tijuana, France, Dorset. Oh, Andre took my line. I was going to open up with that and see what everybody's been modeling. We haven't done like a check-in with the community to see what you guys are modeling for a while.
I think it occurs to me after I see this word in caps repeatedly in the stream here. I think you should model a Space Mouse.
Oh man, there's a lot of curves on here. I don't know. I feel like that's something I would have to practice beforehand just to keep myself from wasting everyone's time.
Yeah, dude. Should we fess up that Tyson did practice a lot of his stuff from last week?
No, I
What
wasn't
did
going to
everybody
fess
think?
up for him.
Tyson's not here. Does everybody want to talk some smack about Tyson? You want
That's
to
right.
praise or
How about that other guy, huh? Whoa. Hey, on that note, on that rude note, let's get rolling. Hey,
as far
guys.
as stuff I modeled shims for my picnic bench. Shims are pretty cool, huh? The
Modeling's
3D
fun.
print.
Yeah, shims are, that's what, basically pieces of plastic to take up space. That's awesome.
Yep. I mean, pretty much everything I pretty 3D printed is something plastic that takes up space.
I guess that's fair. I'm Aaron. In case we haven't met, um, I'm going to be modeling some stuff in SketchUp today. And with
I'm going
me,
to I'm going to be making fun of Aaron the whole time, not
oh,
Jody, the guy that makes fun of Aaron.
that's right. This is Jody. So we are going to hop in and we're going to do some SketchUpping. Um, Last week, if you came, we had a guest presenter. Tyson jumped in and did Yam, Yamadera. Is that right? A Japanese
Sounds right.
temple, which was very cool. And I basically watched the whole time going, when's he going to do the little corners of the roof? And he did. Not only did he do it, but he hand stitched them. Oh,
He didn't even know that was a thing.
I
He
know.
just did it like a chump.
See? So, Keggy Thickish,
Kickification.
Kegification. Keggy is modeling the inside of his new workshop. The 1000th iteration, he says. All right. Andrew is modeling a housing development, doing a solar shading study. That's cool. Uh, Spool holder for his filament is the latest thing JDC has modeled. Cool. Yeah. Any other fun models going on out there? Oh, I missed Solange has got a castle going. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
That is a fun one.
You know what? I decided a good castle that I could probably do pretty easily. Probably anybody could do is Bowser's castle.
That's a great idea.
That's not a difficult castle.
No, really. And if you if you
Better
go
than a
for the
lava.
8-bit version, it's probably about 5 minutes of modeling.
You could literally just model each pixel,
Yeah.
pixel, chunk,
Got a
bit,
couple hundred.
and put them together.
Yeah. Piece of
It's
cake.
basically Minecraft at that
It
point.
is. It really is. Awesome. Oh, shepherd huts. Andrew Clift is modeling shepherd huts. All right.
That's
And
interesting. It didn't. Shepherd huts doesn't sound like a new business. It sounds like an old business.
but it's, if you're modeling it in 3D, it's bringing it into the new century. Andy,
Okay.
I did see your 15-minute Orca. I thought that was pretty impressive. Um, we'll see. We'll see at the 15-minute mark after starting how where I'm at compared to your 15-minute model. So, all right, that's enough babbling. No, it's not. I'll probably babble for a couple more hours, but
More babbles.
that's enough dedicated babbling. Now, babbling will become a side product of modeling right now. All right, so we're gonna hop in. Um, those of you who have been here before may see something different on the screen about now. So this is the reason for the new fancy mouse pad, which is basically what this is. I basically bought a 4-foot wide mouse pad that's green, so we could reclaim some screen space. So
What?
I'm gonna see how this
That is
works.
that is freaking me out.
Isn't that
I don't
cool?
I don't think I like it.
Well, I I've had enough comments about T-Rex arms, so I figured I'll stay here and my hands will go over there. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
the
All
stuff.
right. That means also your head is slightly lower down.
That's right.
Yes.
Hmm.
So now you're going to take up. You can put more stuff behind your head. It'll just be above your head now.
That's the idea. So now I think my see, well, really it means I can take this portion of me and blow it up even bigger and still, to take up the same amount of space. There's more me. That's really what needs to
That,
happen.
there you go. What more could we ask for?
Okay, or maybe not.
Giant.
All right, let's do this thing. Okay,
I think I
so
want you to.
uh-huh.
I think I want you to add some little bits of green tape here and there just to really mess with it.
Well, actually, and you can't. Well, you can't see it. That is the intention. But I actually have my cords coming out of my laptop and out of the mouse, and I wrap them all with. There you go. You can kind of see that. I wrap them all with green tape. So that's because
Nice, especially the one on your wireless mouse.
yeah, that one holds me down. But yeah, that's the level of production we put in for you guys. All
Thanks.
right. Uh, yeah, yeah. See, you guys were talking about my T-Rex arms. Now I got like Mr. Fantastic arms that go down and over here. Reach over. There it is. Oh. All right. Let's model something now. 6 minutes in. Let's do this. All right. So I started originally with I was like getting there's a lot of pictures of models and stuff of the Orca out there. In case you haven't caught that, we're gonna model the Orca, which is Quint's ship or boat. I don't know. I'm not a sea guy. I'm not a boat guy. I think you call it a boat when it's small like that, or do you still call it a ship? I don't know. Somebody who lives on the coast will have to help me out with that. Uh, but we're gonna model.
They say we're going to need a bigger boat
He
in the
does say
middle
boat.
of the movie.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's a boat.
but he's also from the mainland. He's not actually.
Oh, that's a good point.
He's an import. So, uh, yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, the important part is that we're gonna model Quint's seagoing shark hunting vessel from the movie Jaws, the Orca. So I started looking for pictures and I found a lot of images of models. Like apparently this is a popular model to have because most of the images I found were of different real life models. So I tried to stay away from those and I originally just had a bunch of pictures that were snaps from the movie and I was going to model off that. And then someone was nice enough to get up on our forum. That someone is Barry. Barry 1, not to be confused with one of the other Barrys, but Barry 1 actually found plans for the Orca and posted them. I don't know where they came from. I don't know how accurate they are, but I'm going to use them. So I'm going to hop in and import that right now. So I'm going to get two things. I'm going to import a photo and just throw it up as a watermark. I'll probably just put it straight up above here just to have in the corner to reference to as an image. And then I'm going to bring in the plans as big as I can on the ground, and then scale that. I think I have one dimension of the Orca that will work off of. So let's do that. So I'll start with a file import.
So Andy says he was told that it's always a ship unless it goes underwater, in which case it's a boat. Huh? Underwater? That's a submarine. I don't understand, Andy.
Oops. I was confused by that description.
I think it probably means like how much it's beneath the water. I don't know.
At the beginning or at the end of the movie, because there are different spots in the water depending on when in the movie you are.
And see, Titus came in and completely messed with the whole. It's not a ship nor a boat; it's a vessel.
That's what I said. I said seagoing, shark hunting vessel. So there. I don't know who I'm talking to with that, but all right. So this is it. This is the plan we're going to work off of. This is cool.
That's
so
crazy to me.
Here's the thing. Yeah, and I don't know. Actually, I should zoom in here.
Yeah, radio control. So it's basically for someone to build their own toy version of the.
Is that what it is?
The Orca.
Does it say
Orca.
that somewhere?
Well, it says in the description in the corner. You just literally just zoomed in on. It says radio control boat modeler.
All right. So not to scale then. That's cool. Yeah, I guess so, because this is 6 inches, and I doubt all 3 of those actors could fit on here.
And that single electric motor in the middle there
that's a giveaway.
Definitely looks, yeah. I mean, no wonder Jaws was able to pull that sucker apart.
See,
I could pull that apart.
This is why, like, I'm proving to you guys that I try not to over prepare for this. This is the real deal. Okay, so that aside, the general shapes are what we're after here, and it should work. This is the thing that makes modeling a seagoing vessel, I don't know, not difficult, but here's where the challenge comes from, is that if you look right here, this profile of the boat goes this way. It's an arc all the way along. There's no straight, there's no flat. Same thing over here. We have a little bit of flat here in the front, but then quickly it comes like this, and then kind of, this is a real gradual slope back up. And those are the shapes that have to collide to make that the hull. So fortunately, we have some extensions that are going to make that simpler. So my goal, what I would like to do with this is create a solid. So I would like to, if possible, have this all be one solid piece. So I'm not going to be modeling like an empty hull with the deck on top or anything like that. I do want it to have be all one closed piece. So I'll probably be using Solid Inspector. That's an extension I'll use for sure. But the other extensions I will likely use are Curviloft from Fredo, because that's going to actually be what will generate that hull shape from. We'll get some arcs in there, and then we'll use Fredo's extension to go in and actually skin those pieces. Those will be the 2 big ones. We'll probably use some solid tools, because I'm just looking at how these pieces intersect with each other. Again, same thing here. If we look at like the sides, so this cabin side right here is right here. You look, it's not flat. It kind of, everything works on this kind of a curve. So it just makes boats a little more challenging. So actually probably using joint push pull at some point as well. So that is likely to happen too. You know, Ted's mentioning, he said next week I should wear a green shirt. I have a green shirt that's the exact color of a green screen, and on the center of it, it says Genius, and Genius is misspelled with a J. And I wore it on a Wednesday, back when we were in the office, plunked down in front of the green screen, turned everything on, and sure enough, there's my head, and below it, as if a captioning the image was a misspelled word, Genius. So yeah, that's happened before. It's not a pretty sight. All right, so let's hop in. I'm actually gonna do this too. I'm gonna go to Styles, I'm going to hop over here to watermarks and I'm going to load up. I have a couple images, but I'm going to start with this one that's a side picture. And
Oh,
so
Ted pointed out also St. Patty's Day. You should just be completely invisible next week
is
because you're
today
trying
St.
to avoid
Patrick's
being
Day?
pinched. No, the 17th.
Oh, is that a Wednesday?
Oh, I think so. I mean, based on what he just said, which was it'll be St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, so
Yeah, 17th Wednesday. Boom.
awesome. All right, so I have a couple more pictures of this too. I have some different views. There's a back view and a front view. We can flip through those if we need to. Um, well, that's an easy one to show because then I can just say, "Yep, here's my green beer." Nailed it. All right,
Right.
I'm gonna move
And
on.
nobody will know.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking is I'll start with a piece that will be the center of the hull of the ship. So I'm going to draw a couple of lines real quick. Like this. And what I'm doing, there we go. There we go. So that's just a couple quick lines to mask this out. Now what I have to do is I have to come in and actually get some arcs on here. So I'm going to use Bezier curves, and this is just the standard one from us from the SketchUp team, and this will allow me to just get these fairly gentle curves into here. I'll do another one here.
Yeah, the call outs to balsa tops that also, again, go figure, shark tore the thing apart.
A balsa floats good, so I could see why you would want to use that.
Sure. But they're putting it on the top, which doesn't need to float.
Well, I don't want to spoil
I
the
mean, it's
movie
good.
for anyone, but by the end, none of it's going well. I'll just say that. That's
Wait, what happens?
uh,
I know that he ends up getting this really amazing, like super intelligent, futuristic helicopter, and he's flying around in that thing at some point.
hmm, maybe we saw
Calls
different
it Blue
cuts of
Thunder.
the movie.
He does. It was called Blue Thunder. Before there was Airwolf, there was Blue Thunder. I don't know. This is old. Watched too much old Roy Scheider movies in the '80s. Apparently, they weren't old then.
That's true. When they were new, they were not old.
Yeah.
Think about that one. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing here. Draw a line here, here. I'm gonna see if I can do this. If I can do this all one curve.
All right. So Titus has uploaded some more imagery. Oh, he's got that first one, but then he's got another one that's a top view showing like the ribs and the construction. It's sideways, so it's going to hurt your neck if you try and rely on it too much.
All right. So what I would like to do, I think, I'll take this, make this into a group, and plop that right there. Hey, that was almost perfect length too. Look at that. All right, so I'm lining up here at the end, and now I'm going to use scale to make sure these two pieces are the exact same length. All right. Now, what I want to do, let's see, what do I want to do? I'm going to grab a copy of this, stick it up here. All right, so what I'm thinking now, what I would like to have is uh, I'm not going to actually model the ribs of the ship, but I am going to model with that kind of thought in mind. No, maybe I won't. Hold up, hold up. Everybody just relax. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Curviloft to create a continuous section that's going to go down like this, run up like this, and follow this shape. So I don't actually care about all these shapes. I'm going to grab these and I'm going to temporarily just set them over here. Right here, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to come into this one. We go from this point back to here, down to here, and get rid of this. So I'm going to start by making this shape. This is kind of like a bigger than necessary hull. And then what I can do is I can use the profile of this shape. I can turn this into a piece that can intersect my hull shape and chop it out. I think that's going to work. That's my theory.
So how are you going to, like, it seems like that's a lot of work that's going to end up being negated whenever you start getting all Curviloft or whatever to deal with the weird, the more organic flow of the shape of the hole.
Yes, maybe.
How you gonna do that?
I don't know.
Maybe? Okay.
You
We'll
make it
find
sound
out.
like I got this thing all figured out, Jody, and I appreciate that.
So I'm mostly repeating what Titus says, which said that won't work. The curvature of the hole is not that simple. I'm trying to help you before you reach a point of no return.
I'll show you how simple I am. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna do this in a couple stages actually. I'm gonna kind of show you what Curviloft will do naturally. So uh, as generally tends to be the case as I make these uh, different stabs at making geometry work, I'm going to make copies so that way I have these pieces to go back to. Same thing here. I have my original profile of the ship so I can jump back to it later. Right now, I'm going to take these copies. I'm going to take this. I'm going to explode everything. And I'm just going to run Curviloft on these shapes. So I have a curve here. Here, I'm gonna weld these curves real quick. This was one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Time to save for me.
So you're using Curviloft, right?
Yes. So actually,
And that is there a demo of that in the extension warehouse, or do you have to go straight to
I don't know. He has a
TomTom's site?
couple where he has listing pages that you can't actually get it through there. I'm not sure if Curviloft is one of them. So I'm just
Oh,
gonna use.
I know how to find out.
I bet you know
I have a
somebody you
friend.
could
I have a
talk
friend
to.
with I have a friend with an internet connection, so I'll give him a ring. One ringy dingy.
So I wasn't sure how this is going to turn out, but this is that just done with no extra geometry. I was wondering if I was going to have to come in here and force another piece here, but that actually turned out kind of cool. The big test right now is going to be to take this over here, and I'm going to option because I'm going to keep copies as I do this in case I have to back up. I'm going to take this, copy it over here, use scale to flip it, and then I'm going to slide it back over here and look at how that looks. I think that looks good. What can happen when you make halves of a shape like this, a concave, I don't know which is convex because it comes out, convex shape like this, is when you put the pieces together, you can either get a seam where they come up like this, which is okay like in the front. This should actually come to kind of a point like that. So seams there. On flats like this, you can kind of get what I think the technical term for it is a butt crack, where it actually, rather than coming together like it is, it kind of goes back up in like that. I have no butt crack here, but I do have a seam up front, which I think is going to work. I think that's pretty good. It's not perfect because here's one thing I noticed. This right here is not exactly what we got going on the boat and the real thing. The boat actually does come back a little bit more severely. You can see it right here. This curve coming back like this versus this kind of almost dropping straight down. A little bit different, but we're going to go with it. So it is possible. There's some different ways to deal with this, I guess I should say. If I wanted to kind of force the shape here, one of the things I could do is put an intermediate curve. So right here, if I wanted it to like kind of come to more of a, like the bottom of a heart as opposed to this kind of flatter bottom, I could, in these curves over here, I could do something like this. I'll try this. I'll take this. I'm going to bring it down to say here. Let's scale that out to, oh, it's all already out. I'm sorry. Let's scale it down. And out. Oops. I should make that a group before I start scaling it around like that. Go and then try to bring it up. So I could do something like this. And then what I could do is where I have, come in here, where I have this curve, I could draw a new curve where I don't come down quite as much. So I do something like this. Oops. Let's do this side by side. See how, we'll just see what happens. All right. And now I believe if I grab all of that, go back into tools and skin that. And that's not going to work. Whew. All right, let's try doing that as two separate pieces. Turn off these two. I'm going to try just skinning that. Beauty. And now I'll skin just this. So that gets us more of a little pointier shape than what we had right here. I'm going to go ahead and grab both of these, copy them over here.
Seems like by doing this first, you're doing the hardest thing first, and everything else is going to be like smooth sailing. Is it almost that's not quite an appropriate pun because there's not a sail on this, but
what the heck? I got a thing happen though.
that's neat. I like what you did there.
I have no. What am I looking at? Let me look at the hidden geometry.
It's not so. Please stop. I'm getting dizzy right now. I'm about to fall out of my chair.
I had a thing happen. What I don't know what it was. Just when you thought you were done. Well, here, what I was gonna do is come in here, reverse the face. Actually, I'm reversing the wrong one, but I was gonna just plunk them together and see what happens. But this little divot in the middle is not gonna. That's not gonna fly. That's not gonna. Let's say that's not gonna fly. That's not gonna float. Actually, probably float just fine, but that's weird. I don't know what Curviloft did there. Oh, hold up. Okay. I do know what happened there.
Tell us what happened.
That's what happened. When I was scaling, I didn't create a snap point to scale to. So I got close and then I zoomed out because I was talking about something. There we go. And sometimes I talk and stop paying attention to what myself is doing. Let's try that again.
You before maybe sneak over and look at the that second picture that Titus added. Maybe that'll give you a little perspective. I mean, it's not a perspective view, so probably not. I guess it'll give you a plan. It'll give you a little plan.
Mm-hmm. But see, I wonder how much of that is because it's a scale boat as opposed to real boat. I don't know about boats. Say it again.
I feel like the principles of tiny boats is not dissimilar to big
You
boats
think?
or vessels, even.
Pick one. Vessel, boat, maybe even a ship. All right, so I'm just gonna see what that looks like. I'm gonna just do a side by side over here. I'm gonna make a group of these two. I'm gonna go into that, explode these two. I'm gonna triple click. I'm going to soften and smooth. And then I'm gonna come out here, orient faces. And then same thing, we'll make a copy. I'll click happy there and I clicked at the wrong spot. There we go. It's really hard to tell the difference between those shapes. They are
It's very
pretty
subtle.
similar.
Maybe turn on hidden lines again. No, I'm sure that. Yep. See? Oh yeah, you can totally see the difference now. Right? No, maybe not.
If you look at it like this, it looks like a something. I feel like this one's got like a dent in it or something though. I don't know. Something doesn't seem right. All right. Executive decision. I'm going to keep my first hull. I'm gonna put this over here. We're gonna throw these on a layer called archive. Boop. Look at that. I was doing some work with tags earlier, so I got that really big. All right, so for right now, I'm gonna work with this hull. I'm gonna go ahead and make this a group. Come in here, explode these two, and then hopefully, if I draw a line across here, both sides should close. I feel like I should quit now.
Let's get out of here.
I just won. I just won at modeling this ship. Okay. All right, let's get the right side facing out. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to come over here. I'm going to grab these two. I want to do this in a copy also because I want to maintain these. I could make this into a component, by the way, and that component would live in my component browser. I could bring it over. Um, I'm intentionally leaving it on the screen so I could look at it and refer back to it at any point. I'm not concerned about this. What I want to do is come into this one and I want to create this face right here. This face is going to be a cutter. So that is going to come in here and chunk off a big piece of this. But before I start just chonking, I want.
Andy's over here. Andy's over here talking smack at you. By the way.
Oh, because he did. Here's what Andy did. I'll talk smack right back. I don't care. Just kidding. Andy did an awesome job. What Andy did was he created the profile this. Correct me if I'm wrong. Created the profile this way. Created a profile this way. Made two solids, and then did a. Oh, what's it called? The one where you subtract everything else and leave the parts that cross over each other, which works. But you don't have these smooth sides like I do. Ooh.
Ooh la la. Also, as Types pointed out, have you saved lately?
Yes. Oh, hey, you know what I'm noticing? My my shortcut keys are right behind me.
Hi.
I think I could fix that. Hold on 1 second. Um, Too far. That should work. All right. All right, we'll see how that works. Oh, of course, it stopped working. Ah, it just went back to where it was. Oh, because I typed that in the wrong spot. Doesn't want to go there. Okay, well, that might be all done. There we go. Now it's back in the middle. Guess it's not that important. Nobody noticed that was happening. So what I was saying was I'm going to take this piece right here. I'm going to copy it and drop it right back down here on the deck. And I'm noticing that this plan's not perfectly straight either, but still works for what we need. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to delete that out. And I'm going to trace in some of these details of where, because I want all this railing around here, this section at the back, this section at the top. I want that to all be cut along with the solid hull. So that, and I'm gonna grab this and say offset, bring that in like that. All right, there we go. So I want that. And then the other thing I need, so I can take that shape, plunk that right there. Let's do a quick little flipperoo. And I have to figure out how far to push that down. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to the highest point right here. This is where the model starts. And if I drop that down this direction, I want to go to, I'm assuming this is the deck. I'm making some assumptions here, but that's about 6'4". Not to scale. So if I drop
The
this,
big, you are not going to need a bigger boat in that case.
yeah, we got plenty of boat, Brody. Just chill. All right. So here's some things to think about. As I did this, if I go look at my x-ray, I dropped that straight down. So I created a hull that's thinner towards the bottom than it is the top. This works fine for like the back, because the back is flat. There's plenty of meat up here in the front. But right here, so there's a couple ways we could do this. I could actually cut this straight across like this. Just chop it off at the front and the back, and then use joint push pull to pull those sides in. That's one option. The other thing I could do, I'm going to soften these up right there. I don't want those cut lines there. Same thing back here. The other thing I could do, and this really depends on final usage, what's this actually going to be for, is I could actually just grab this and scale it in a little bit like this. That probably gets me close enough. It's okay. I don't love that. I feel like I'm doing.
It doesn't look like one in the movie at all right now.
You're not squinting.
Oh. No, still didn't. It's transparency. That's a problem.
Yeah, this project. This is from the Tron version. I'm turning off X-ray. I feel like I'm at that point where I'm about to wander into something that maybe I shouldn't be wandering into, but I just can't help myself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a plane. This is not a thing that I realized I was going to do until nowish. So I want to make a continuous plane here. Whoops. Something did, oh, that was wrong. Wrong direction. I'm going to make a continuous plane here. And I'm not too worried about having the same length lines. It doesn't really matter. I just want to make sure I get, why? Oh, what am I drawing? I'm totally off right here. There we go.
Andy said to remember that there is a place beneath the deck where the actual engine is. So if you make that thing too deep, where's the engine going to go?
That's not my concern. I model for aesthetics.
Oh, that's an engineering problem. Gotcha.
That's right. I'm about look and feel. That's somebody else's problem. Hey, I'm going off of what I got for reference photo. All right, so this is what I'm thinking. We'll see what happens when it's time to actually do stuff. But I'm thinking I can go like this. Oops, I don't want to get rid of, hold up. I want to keep some of these lines. I need to know how far to bring this in. All right, so if I grab that, I'm going to do a quick intersect to break these side planes. Maybe. No, maybe I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. All right, I'm going to make a backup. Stuff might get messy now. All right, so I'm going to grab this right here. I'm going to go to Tools, Joint Push Pull, Joint Push Pull. I'm going to go from this point. Huh. That's not what I said to do.
I like that picture in the corner because it's mostly just looks like inspiration. Like nothing about that matches what the boat looks like right now.
Boy, just you want
There's
it
no
all and you
judgment.
want it all now, don't you?
But I kind of do.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not even a millennial.
Wow, underhanded diss for no particular reason. All right.
I feel like I can talk smack about him because there's not really any millennials in this crowd.
All right. I'm going to use vector push pull so I can stick to a green vector, come straight over like that, and hit do it. Whoops. I lost some things. I lost the outside of my boat. Third try's a charm, fellas. All right, let's try this. Joint push pull, vector push pull. I had the wrong finishing there. I want to create a new surface, not move the existing. There we go. So now I'm going to grab here. I'm going to tell it to stick to green. Come in this far. That's not snapping. There we go. Do that. That gave it to me. All right. You know, I honestly, I'm a huge fan of certain extensions. That's not a diss. I'm not saying there's any extensions that I dislike or I'm, don't like. But there's some that I just find I get a lot of good. Where did I snap to the midpoint? I get a lot out of, and this is one of them. But I will admit, I don't use it every day, so I do regularly have to hop in and go, how do I do that again? What button do I push? Oops. All right, so now I got that. I'm going to grab this face, this face, this face, this face, and this face. Right click, intersect face with selection. That'll give me my joint lines around there. Oh, look at that. It's all coming together. Woo! Look at this. Some good stuff right there. I wonder if I can just, yeah, okay, that's easy cleanup. I can start cleaning up some of these overlaps. I know I'm leaving geometry on the inside, but I'll run solid inspector in just a second and it'll clean all that up. There. And because I did just selected geometry, I don't have to worry about like this outside hole didn't break because I didn't select that as part of the intersection. All right. Do this. Looks good. Apparently I got to get rid of that the whole way. Get gone, you faces. All right. And I'm going to grab all of this. Oops. Hold on. A little more. All right. So I'm going to grab that, make that into a group. This is going somewhere. All right. I'm going to run solid inspector real quick. And that offset left a bunch of loose geometry inside. So I'm just going to let solid inspector delete it, get rid of all of it, leave me with a nice, clean shell. All right.
Look at all that.
Now,
Look at all that junk just gone.
gone. Oop, a little more junk
Oh,
back here.
there's some junk that's not gone.
An extension I've been using a lot lately is cleanup, where I can say erase stray edges. I can also say merge faces.
What? That made weird new geometry.
Yeah. And then let's try and erase stray edges again. There we go.
Okay.
Maybe
so merge faces, then you want to do a merge faces and then clean up stray.
Yeah, I did it in the wrong order.
That's got to be embarrassing.
And
in front of a live studio audience, no less.
Wonder what that would be like. Like actually having a studio again.
I wonder what it'd be like to be doing this literally with a crowd of people there able to heckle you.
It's called base camp. I've done it.
Ooh, but
all right, now we're gonna make it look like the actual boat right here, because now we got this thing, right? Now the thing's gonna become, well, it'll still be a thing. I'm gonna go ahead and go to my tool palettes and turn on solid tools. And I'm going to say subtract. I don't need a trim, so I'm going to say just this is just, it only exists to be a cutter, so go ahead and trim that off of this bottom piece. And boom. Oh, look at that. I kind of feel like I don't want to do anymore because I'm really happy with where I'm at right now. Come in here.
If you're happy, then you should save.
Ooh.
And clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands and save.
That's the wrong shortcut. That's Solid Inspector. the other S. I have Shift S for Solid Inspector and Command S for save. So, all right. I'm not going to get rid of you guys, but you're going to go to the other place. Wow, why it's so big? My side windows want attention. Pay attention to me. Okay.
Well, I feel so sad because all these things are just going away. All that hard work.
Something happened. Oh, I didn't group
Andy
that.
said it looks like a convertible clog.
I like that. I inadvertently put raw geometry not on layer 0 just now, or untagged, so I'm going to go back to cleanup and say all geometry layer 0. Okay. Moving on. This is what we got now. I'm content with this thus far. All right, so the other thing we got here is this portion. I did a dumb thing. I know you guys will find that hard to believe, but it's true. This section right here is actually all filled in right up to the edge. The only spot that this hollowness exists is from here back. Actually, from here back, because it's inside this little shed too. All of this piece, right, like from here forward, is actually filled in up to and above this curve. So what I think I will do is I'm going to slide this up here. So if I look at this right here, that line right there, from there up, I'm just going to put this as a guideline right here. All of that is this deck right here. So that actually all comes up to this height right here at least. I did not do that, but I'm gonna now. Yeah. Really added some work for myself here.
That's good because I mean we're not even an hour in. You gotta find a way to kill some time.
Oh, I'm killing it all right. Yeah, boy.
So who said that? Titus said you needed to add he said keen. I wonder if he meant keel. I don't know. He said do a keen, but also holds the shark killer nose platform. So I went to look up parts of a boat, and I'm looking at this thing, an image that has the parts of a boat, and I see things like jibboom and bowsprit. Bowsprit. I think there's a lot of made up words. I think people that make boats, pirates probably, don't speak good English.
Well, who's going to call them out? I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. They have this thing here, FO apostrophe C apostrophe SLE. Folksily. I don't even know what that is.
All right, so I was wondering if I had an easy way out on this, but it looks like I don't. This curve.
Through the middle.
This curve. But I think it's okay because what I can do is, since I'm already a whiz at Curviloft, I'm going to go ahead and weld this curve real quick. Not that welding is required, but it's a lot easier to work with if it's welded. I'll just take that and then go to tools and I will skin it. All right, and then
So I've been watching some other live streams recently, and I'm realizing what's really missing here is music. There's usually some sort of background music.
all right,
Like we should be listening to the Wellerman or something. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go find my my bagpipes. I'll be right back, and then I'll play you some music.
nice. Glad to hear we got it all figured out.
Transom said that that word is short for the forecastle, which completely makes sense, and it looks absurd written down as faux C Esley. 80s pop. That's not 80s pop is not appropriate for. You need sea shanties.
Well, I think if you're talking about like because this is from the 80s, that's what music? I feel like there was thematic music in Jaws though, wasn't there? Like
Let's see. I'm sure that one of the greats did the soundtrack.
that's probably too early for Danny Elfman, but why am I not
No,
getting
it would be the guy that did the what's his name? The guy that did soundtrack for what's that one space movie that was really popular in the late 70s?
Spaceballs?
Star Wars.
That could be, I
John
suppose.
Williams. John Williams did the score for Jaws.
I buy that. I buy that. All right, because we have this is like a slight arc. It's not as simple as just closing that face. Whoops. So I'm going to grab this. And then I'm going to unselect these lines. You know, I know some people, I keep hitting Control Z instead of. All right, there we go. I know some words were coming out of my mouth, but I don't remember where they were going.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I was really properly versed on what words were going to be coming, so I didn't study.
Yeah. Falls into the your guess is as good as mine situation right there. I don't know where I was going. All right, so that looks cool. Feels like we're about here. Why are you not? There we go. That's where the cabin rises up. The cabin is kind of kooky too, though, because the cabin has this. The side of the cabin comes across like this, same height here. It goes across like this, and then it has this little. It runs back. So, what I'm thinking, once again, we'll start with this arc right here. Oops, I got to finish this. Finish what you started, man. Come on. Down like that. I'm gonna come across.
Is there a place to sleep in the original? I don't. It doesn't seem like it had like a sleeping quarter, right? You could go down inside, but
Yeah, well, they went inside and drank that one night and sang.
yeah.
But it seemed like that was probably it. Like down inside of here, there's like a little couch and a kitchenette, and
I mean, I guess if you drink enough, any place is a bedroom.
yeah, as long as you're not picky. Which I get the feeling if you were cruising around in the middle of the ocean on this particular boat, you were not the picky type. Alrighty. Oh, that's out of context. I'm like, where's that? Why is that line not going away? Because it's right there. Okay, so there we go. That gets us our front part thing. I'm going to take this piece right here. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to leave context, and then I'm going to edit, paste in place. I'm going to give myself some wall to work with, but I want that wall to kind of follow the curve and then go up, which I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it seems like it'd be a cool thing to do. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to joint push pull. Whoops. Joint push pull. And I'm going to use vector push pull. I like vector push pull because then that assures I stay on a specific line. So it's going to go like that. That's good. And I'm going to grab all of that and make it a group right now before I go any further. All right, now I'm going to take that piece. And what I want to do is I want to take it straight up. I think I'll use joint push pull for that again also, because this is a bunch of broken surfaces. Remember, this is the challenge with this whole model is that there's not a lot of straight lines. So like this deck being flat right here is one of the few straight lines in the entire thing. Just about everything else, which actually now that I'm looking at this too, it looks like this does go flat up slightly above that. So we'll come back and fix that in just a second. But this is why this particular tool set's so nice. So if I go joint push pull, vector push pull, and I'm just going to grab this surface and go straight up. And I'm going to go excessively high, but that's going to give me the surface now to cut this wall out of. So that wall, let's go ahead and just draw this. It drops down straight. And then back here, it starts to come up at a little bit of an angle like that. Nope, actually that looks like that's all part of the arc. Whew. All right, so another Bezier. All right, so my first one comes down about like that, and then, no. And I'm going to make this bigger than it needs to be. Take that, rotate it. Oh, I'm in context right now. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. Nope. I cut all of it. Come back out of now bring it in here.
Yeah, at some point, cutting is not, that's just deleting. There's a difference.
Yeah. I thought it was good, but I don't like this little, I got a little swoop down there at the bottom that I don't like too much. So I'm just going to go get rid of that. Yeah. All right. And I'm going to use that. It's going to slap it right here for just for a second.
Oh, I didn't see this. 20 minutes ago, Titus posted some great images of, I don't know. I can't quite figure out what this is because it's floating in white space. It's like a pretty decent model to kind of see the details of the ship, though. I don't know if it's a model or the movie prop or what it is. Should look at it though.
That looks like a very well built little model.
Yeah, there are all kinds of blood and fish
Scale
bits in the
blood
back
all
corner
over
there,
it.
even. Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess the fact that it sits on a base in that second image says model.
That'll do it. All right, I'm gonna make another cutter. So, and when you make cutters like this, just as a tip, if you come and smooth these lines ahead of time, they won't show up in the cut. If you have any lines, they'll actually show up in the other piece that you cut out of. All right, so with that, I'm going to take this wall right here. No, I'm sorry, this wall right here, I'm going to say cut this out of, oops, my wall's not a solid. There we go. So grab this, cut that out of that piece. Oh, it did that thing that it does. I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab these two pieces and make them into their own group and then go into that group. That way I can see them without seeing all the rest. So I don't know if this is why, but I'm going to soften that. Get rid of those extra lines. It might be because of this. Pull that out so I get a full-on overlap. So now this piece completely disappears into this piece. Let's try trimming it now. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Nope, that wasn't what I was looking for. It's close. It's close to what I was looking for.
That's it. That's it. That's not it.
Why did it do that? Okay, hold on. Take that, cut that from this. Why is it shortening it? Do I have something invisible? Okay. Odd, odd. All right. So every once in a while, you guys may have found this. You run into a situation where, is that run up high? I'm still on top of it. Where solid tools, for whatever reason, it's not giving you what you want. Generally speaking, here's what I will do. Not saying this is the best solution. There's actually some other options out there. There is a different solid tool set from Christina Eneroth that works real well, so you can revert to that maybe if you're having an issue. It's one of those spots where I feel compelled to investigate, figure out how to make it work, that kind of thing. But as you know, you may have heard me talk about, I'm really trying to like get better at just getting it
Being amazing.
done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reverse the faces of these guys right here, and I'm going to explode this, grab all that, intersect face with selection. That'll give me a seam right there. Now I can just grab this, delete it. Because I reversed the face so the white's facing up, that becomes the new top. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that. All right, and there's our wall without whatever issue was causing that before. Kind of falls into the, I don't care why it's not working, I just want my solution. So sometimes bypassing the tool that you're struggling with helps get it done. All right, that's pretty cool looking. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to make a copy, option, scale it. If I had, I think I installed Curic Mirror on 2021. I just never put a shortcut up here, so I haven't used it.
So it appears it's there. It's just beneath the guts.
It's hiding. Exactly. Cool. It's coming along, guys. All right. With that, I'm curious. If I go straight. Okay. I'm going to put this cabinet in next. So I'm just roughing out shapes right here. This is not like to be treated as gospelic? Gospel-y.
Go spell.
Go spelly. I know I could turn on X-ray to do this, but I guess I just like deleting faces over and over again. It's fun for me.
What could I don't have occasion to stitch right now. What could I do
How
instead?
do I make this more monotonous? Got it. All right, I'm gonna make that a group. I have gotten called out a
It's
couple times in the past for leaving reversed faces too long. I don't know if you guys are one of those people who that really bothers, but apparently some people don't like that.
I'm fine either way.
I can just
I
say,
mean,
I'm sorry.
in my own model, I like to fix it, but
Yeah. Well, it seems like the perfect opportunity for you to harass me then. I'm a little surprised. Speaking of your own model, Jody, have you designed anything in SketchUp lately?
so you asked recently what we were working on,
That's
and
right.
I said yes. I was building out. I made custom bespoke shims to hold my to 3D print and hold my bench together. My little picnic table I just made for camping season.
That was the part I was reaching for.
You're setting me up.
Yeah.
Thanks, I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that. And then also, me and some guys from work have these little monthly challenges, and so now I'm trying to figure out a design for making a katana styled lightsaber hilt because that's nice and geeky.
That's
But I haven't done any work there yet.
that's not
What
just
about you?
uh nothing, you know. I just like I end of the day at work, I just step away from SketchUp and don't come back till I get
I think we all know that's not true.
That's not so true. Um,
That's a big old lie.
that was a lie. Um, yeah, I have two things I'm working on. By the way, I still have this arc here, but everything I've seen doesn't show these as being curved. It kind of looks like they're straight. So I'm going to do my best to maintain that. And my flag here is not just like flapping in the wind. This is actually so I can go to Curic Mirror. All right. That icon showed up somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Hold on. I gotta go over here. Bring it back. Bring it back. Good. So I mirror that along here. Whoops. Mirrored along here with the Option key held down. Whoops. A lot of whoopses there. All right. That tries a charm. Cool. Um, yeah, so I got two specific things I'm working on right now. One is that self-same lightsaber project you had mentioned. Mine is not a katana, just a regular old lightsaber. My own custom designed lightsaber hilt, which would be a fun thing. And if you're so inclined, it's actually a fairly easy model for the most part to put together. So if you're looking for something fun to just work on, I highly recommend designing your own lightsaber. It's fun.
Well, here's the thing is once you start looking for like DIY lightsaber or any stuff like that, there's apparently a huge, vast number of nerds out there making their own lightsaber and documenting the process on YouTube or Instructables or just about any platform you can think of.
I should point out
So
that
there's a lot.
Jody meant no diss when he referred to them as being nerds, by the way.
Oh, nerds is that's not a pejorative. That's a positive statement. I would rather be a nerd than not a nerd for sure.
Well, using a term like pejorative is a step in the right direction.
Sorry.
Hold on, I gotta go look that up. All right. So I'm gonna tie this all together, I think. Uh, I'm just trying to draw the surface that's going to represent this front windshield. Um, so I'm looking at where these two faces are going to meet and just drawing lines to show them. Oh, why did that not? What I did? There we go. All right, I'll just grab that and copy that over here. And I think that's what the front windshield looks like. It's that times 2. Yeah, don't have a really good view. Oh, maybe my vessel is sitting on top of that. Let's see.
I'll be honest, adding those rails really has, as the dude would say, it really ties the model together.
It does, doesn't it? Oh, nope, I got a thing in there. Using that inferencing a lot. I really like uh
Inferencing.
man, it's just good stuff. Though I will admit, I think it is supportive of my refusal to get better at mathing things. You know, because why math if the computer can just figure out where something should go?
The computer is literally just a really fancy calculator. So why would you ever be mathing when you're sitting in front of a giant calculator?
Yeah, I totally agree.
And I appreciate your agreement.
Yeah. All right. Um, get rid of this. Gonna get rid of this. I really thought how these pieces are gonna go together, but I feel like they should.
So the nice thing is, if you just have the pieces kind of blend together, and at the end just do intersect with model, then they'll all just fit.
That's true. That's true. So I feel obligated to like make all these lines come together, but maybe that's just silly. I don't know. Here's what I'm going to take this out long like that, and I'm just going to run these pieces. There we go. So just have that piece going, running out crazy like that. And then what I can do on here is I can actually cap the top. Come on. Ah, I think that's a coffee thing where you draw a line, you're like, oh, okay, I got that. That line's perfect. And then as you go to click the button, you, you slide off to the side or something.
Yeah, that's me trying to play, uh, pretend to be a sniper in video games.
Yeah. Line up, and as you
It's
pull the
probably
trigger, yeah, it's that.
well, and if I've learned anything from the movies about how to be a sniper is that's probably real life sniping problems too. Like they always say, hold like exhale while you're pulling the trigger or something like that, so you don't twitch or something. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of sniper movies.
That's true. They're out there.
I think there's one even called Sniper,
I think that's true.
but I haven't seen it.
All right. I need to make
Whenever
this
I
into a
think
group.
of sniping, I just think of whenever I was in Boy Scouts as a kid. That would be one of the pranks you play on the younger Boy Scouts is you go snipe hunting. You go out in the middle of the night and then you just leave the young guys out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I never really got one of those every time I got taken out for one.
You never got taken out to go snipe hunting or
I
you never
never
got
found a good
abandoned?
snipe.
Oh, and of course, there's also snipe is what they refer to the weird overbite kind of behavior that happens when you're using a planer, a wood thicknesser.
Isn't that one of the
It's such a it feels like a nonsense word that is used all over the place.
I was just going to say Andy's a teacher in Harry Potter, but I think that's Snape.
I guess with the right accent.
Ugh. Okay, I'm officially down a rabbit hole here, fellas. Everybody, I keep saying fellas. Like I know there's not just guys watching. I don't know why that term fellas is sticking out. Maybe it's because I was thinking about Jaws and just bunch of
It
dudes
feels
hanging
like a
out on
guy
a boat.
movie.
But anyhow, okay. Sorry, I thought I was polishing a turd here, but it turns out I think I. All right, no more work done to be done there. Okay, but now my pieces lined up. I could have done that a lot easier by just drawing the profile of these pieces into the side here and extruding across, which I should have done, but anyhow, here is where we are. All right, I'm gonna take this.
No matter where you go, here we are.
Man, I got some crazy 3D mouse wobbling happening right now. Uh, there we go. Be cool, mouse. Wow, I just realized I haven't talked about the mouse, the 3D mouse at all.
So early on, a question was asked, but it was literally like you hadn't even started drawing. Like it got noticed,
Wow,
and so I just quietly gave them a link and answered it in chat.
that works.
Yeah.
All right. Oops. I just drew those out of context. Grab those two lines.
So the question was asked is why did you not just do half of this and mirror it?
Because apparently I like the idea of mirroring more than once. I don't know, but that would have worked. All right. So if I can check these now, solid. This guy over here, solid. Ooh, you got issues, pal. Oh, we're good now. All right. So I'm going to grab these two, solid group those. I'm going to take that. I'm going to mirror that over. Oops, I forgot to hold down the modifier key. Let's mirror it
Hold down the
back.
modifier key. You're going to want that
Option.
modifier key.
Awesome. There we go. And now I can grab these. They don't. Oh, come on, man. All right, so close. Oh, not close enough though. Look at that gap. All right, so here's what I'm going to do here. I am going to, so these are groups right now because I haven't really had much that's repetitive, so I haven't been bothering, but I'm going to bother right now because I'm going to take this, I'm going to right click on it, and TomTom Selection Toys, that's another extension. That's an essential extension. If you've seen any of my lists of top extensions, like what you have to have, videos or written, whatever, Selection Toys is always at the top of it because it does stuff that you need like day one. Makes it so much easier. Here's one of the things it does is if I have multiple groups but I haven't made changes to any of those groups yet, I can select one of them, go to Selection Toys Group Copies, and it knows that there's multiples. But I can just say convert into components. It'll take that copy, that group, and any copies of that group and make them into components. So while these were, oh, but I reversed it, so never mind. Everything I said, I'm just going to take this, make it a component,
Take everything.
and mirror it again. Okay. Now I can come in here. I can offset this so they cross over each other. And then just trace the seams. Tracing the seams made me think of crossing the streams. I'm trying to think if we've ever done any Ghostbuster models.
I think we talked about this last time. Like we need to do a model of a trap.
Ah, that's right.
you said a trap, and I was like, no, I think we should do the Ghostbuster mobile.
And I told you to shut up. That's right.
Yep, yep.
All caught up.
I think the consensus was that doing that car would be as annoying or problematic as doing the Mustang,
Oh,
the Cobra.
that was upsetting. I deleted too much. Oh man, come on. Oh, I got some bad points happening down here.
Bad points. I like to make good points.
There we go.
Yeah, Titus wants Ecto 1. That's the name of the car.
It is. I think that would be awesome, but once again, I feel like that falls in the realm of I could model the front bumper for a week and a half because
There's a lot of organical kinds of shapes
there's some serious
there.
curves and a lot of stuff on top. I just modeling what's sitting on top could probably be a full live stream.
That is true. I feel like the automobile designers from the 60s really, there's a lot of, I think there's a lot, that's when we really started getting into experimental drug use. And I feel like maybe that comes into play with some of the car designs that were so big back in the day,
I can
the
see that.
fins and
All right. This has some very important geometry on top. So one thing, so I'm out of context, so I'm gonna draw this over the top of it. I'm just gonna start by tracing this out. I don't know if this is in plane or not. We'll see what happens. Ah, don't have not the kind of luck I got. All right, so I'm gonna grab those, make them into a group. All right, so something here is not in plane. I think it's this front part right here. So I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna move it vertically so it's in line with this point. That should get me back in plane. There we go. All right, this does hang out a little bit over the rest of the model. So it does stick out on all the sides like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just going to offset that just a touch like that. And I'm going to come in here. I'm going to round my corners too because I see that. I see that happening. That right. Nope. There we go. All right. Get rid of this inside line. And then give it some depth. Awesome. And then that has, where is it? There's a profile for it, I thought. Right here. This guy sitting up on top of it right here. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna trace this shape right here. Oh, look at that. No curves. I appreciate it. Look at those straight lines. Yeah, that's the stuff. All right. Make that a group. Flying bridge. I thought we were drawing a sea vessel, not a space vessel. Or
air vessel.
yeah, that. All right. And since everything on this plan's just slightly off, I didn't straighten it up. I should have done that, but I'm going to just lay this back to flat like that. Then I'm going to explode it and then make it a group again. That way I have this nice flat line that I can throw down right up here. I'm going to start by putting this right in the center, like that. And I'm going to move it back. It's just a little ways back from that front part right there. I could actually kind of pull a dimension. I get just an idea. It's about 3'3". So maybe I'll do that. I'll option copy it this way, 3'3".
Okay, so the question came up again about your left-hand mouse thing. You want to talk about it now?
Yes.
Okay.
This right here, sorry, let me finish moving this. This right here is going to go 3'3". All right, so this right here, this is a 3D mouse. It is specifically the Space Mouse Enterprise from the company 3D Connection. That does not look right even. Oh, I got what I did wrong.
What did you do wrong? Tell us. We want to know.
I took a ballpark measurement from the edge up and then offset from the middle down that same dimension, which is not what
Oops.
that should be going down about 6'2", not 3'3". So I'm going to undo a couple times, and then I'm going to option copy this 6'2", and then I'm going to move this one over 6'2". Okay, that's better. This is a 3D mouse. A 3D mouse is a tool that allows you to move the camera in 3D space. So rather than having to use the mouse with the scroll wheel, which is, how we normally move around in SketchUp, I can actually do all of that just by moving the puck on this, this mouse over here. So it's nice because it frees this hand up to do other things. So if I want to go click on the next command, if I want to come over here and toggle some stuff on and off, I could do that while moving the 3D mouse. So as a designer, I find that it speeds me up. I get more done because I basically have two hands working in SketchUp rather than just one. The other thing it does is it allows for these nice smooth movements. As SketchUp users, we get used to this, scrolling up, down, doing this drag and spin thing. That's what we're used to as SketchUp users. It turns out not everybody in the world is used to or ready for that action to happen when they're watching SketchUp. So if you present a lot, you consider a 3D mouse, it's a nice way to show people your 3D model without them having that jarring, jumping effect that it's hard for some people to watch. All right.
So if you're going to have a live stream, you probably want a 3D mouse.
That is probably true. It is a great way to do that. All right, so I'm going to grab these guys. I'm going to slide them back this way a little bit. I'm going to put an arc right here. And I'm going to offset that arc straight back. I'll say 6 inches. That works. And then I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to push pull that up to here. And then to get that tilt to match, I'm just going to grab this piece right here. And I'm going to just move it straight back like that. And that gives me that slight, just a little bit of a tilt there. All right, to finish this off, I'm going to come in here and push pull this the same amount, which is 6. 6. And then I'm going to grab that, make it a group. So solid group, solid group, solid group. Grab the 3 of these, make it all one group. And I did end up with, so this is a thing that happened because this piece was angled and this piece, the top piece, was flat straight up. I ended up with this kind of little lip right here. Depending on what you're doing, again, if I'm going to say I'm creating this model to 3D print, so it's going to be this big, the whole boat's going to be that big, never going to see it. But what I can do is I can actually, let's see if I can just move it. I'm just going to grab this, move it straight down. That was close. That was actually too far. That did not work. All right. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to option copy that down to that point. Ah, had a little bit of roughness here with this. There we go. Like that. Get this side cleaned up. Get. Not sure if that was not gonna go down easy. Well, that kind of goes with what we've been doing so far, which means grabbing that back into Fredo and then just skin that real quick. There we go. When you use Fredo, though, it does create its new geometry inside of a group, so I do need to grab that and explode it. All right, there we go. We got our flying deck, what's it called? Flying bridge.
Flying bridge.
All right, so what are we at now? Hour and a half. So there's a couple of big important pieces that make the Orca the Orca. One is the mast with those crow's nests, I guess they are, right? I don't know. Sticking up there. The other is this piece that comes out the front, which I don't know what it's called. Oh, pulpit.
Obviously.
Wait a minute.
That's where the preacher goes.
Never thought of Quint
Be
as
sure
the
to
preacher
be
type.
sure to model a chum bucket right there above it.
All right, so that comes out about 9'10" from here. So I'm gonna come out 9'10". Half of it is about. It's hard to tell. It looks like, okay, we'll come up here. Say 1'8". So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to create a circle. 1'8", which is the number that I just got off the drawing. I'm going to take that circle, slide it up to the end. Here's the thing you guys might run into. I want to slide this up and place it right at the end, but you'll notice I can't snap to that point because it's actually on the line I'm dragging. I think the idea is you can't inference yourself. I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is just draw a quick line off to the side like this, and that way as I bring this up, I can just hold down shift and snap to the end point. In case you ever run into that issue. All right, now back here, it was like 2'3". So if I come back this far, so about 11 feet back, it's 2'3". So I'm gonna go like this, draw a line. – 11 foot. I'm just gonna come across this way. 2'3". I'll bring that up to the edge like that. Looks like it's got, apparently it has a slight taper to it. All right, and I'll take that. Flip it 180 degrees.
The taper is to make it aerodynamic.
That's got to be it. I'm going to give it some. There we go. And we have added a tongue depressor to the model. I feel like I should probably connect a little bit. So, I'm trying to think, what do we want to do? I just want to get some geometry. It's kind of like adding an engine to a tractor. I just want to have something that makes it look like it's connected, even though I can't see the detail that actually connects it. So I'm just going to do this. Make group. All right. I do have railings on here. I'm going to come back and do the railings in just a minute or three. So it looks like that ends up creating the barrel holder here, which I always assumed is not like a standard thing. I always assume this is like a Quint aftermarket edition, but this is where,
Special, Quint
yeah,
special.
that's right. He's got the barrels. I almost thought these were called turn barrels. I'm like, oh, watch me sound smart and call it a turn barrel because no, it says turn barrels from a dowel when you're making your miniature. Nice. All right, so what I'm going to do here to make this, sorry, I know I'm zooming in and out a lot, but I'm trying to figure some things out. All right, so I'm going to draw a circle this way. It's that big, and then that goes back. Okay, close that up. Bring it up a little higher. And then we'll drop it down into the deck. All right, make that. And actually, I'm gonna leave it like that. I kind of like that. I'm gonna make that into a new group also. And I can start at any point here. I could start taking these. Oh, this is not solid for some reason. See why that is. There we go. Now it's solid. All right, it's coming together. This does. So I do have. There's not like a traditional pointy outy. I, I know nothing about boats. uh,
I love that you're trying though.
I
Good on you for.
God bless you for trying, as Jody would say.
Bless your heart.
That's the one. All right. So I'm gonna make the what's it called? Yeah, Sebastian
Point,
backed me up. He said
pointy.
it was called a pointy outy thing.
Yep. I mean, I remember whenever I was taking boat building classes back in elementary school, that's what it was called.
Okay.
Not really.
I didn't think so.
Prow? What's the prow? Nose tongue supporter curvy thingy, Titus says.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
That was
that
my
sounds
next
pretty.
guess.
Sounds authentic.
All right. There we go. I appreciate your guys' support. All right, so I'll start merging some stuff together. Yeah, it's looking all right. It's looking all right. All right, might as well tie it in. Yeah. Fix that. Mm-hmm. Solid. Solid. So we'll take those two. Oops. I closed Solid Inspector. Merge that with this. This guy, for some reason, doesn't want to be a solid. So I'm going to take a look at why that might be. I'm going to come in here, grab everything. I'm going to try running cleanup. Say merge faces. Erase stray edges. Try run Solid Inspector again. It says it's good. But for some reason, this doesn't seem to want to acknowledge it. Oh, I also want to do this. I want to tie that back. into.
Have you saved? Have you saved lately?
I remember doing that at some point. It's always a good time to do it again then, right? Sounds like
Can't
something
hurt.
a
I
parent
mean,
would.
what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, I really can't think of a downside, to be totally honest. All right, I'm going to take this piece that I can't get to close up. First, I'm going to look at it and see if there's a glaring obvious issue. So sometimes you get these kind of these things where, ooh, that looks like that should be better than it is. Huh. Wonder why that didn't close up. Wonder if this is what's causing my issues. Nope. It's all slightly out of plane. Um, yeah. So sometimes, if I'm not really concerned about how well everything closes up, I'll take a parallel line like this, and I will just force it to go where I want. So you're going right there. Same thing over here, because I do have this the symmetrical, not symmetrically modeled thing. All right, let's run solid inspector, fix. Sometimes solid inspector and SketchUp don't agree on what's solid. What you can do if that's the case is go in and cause a problem, let solid inspector fix it, and then sometimes it comes back and accepts it. So before I merge that in, I'm going to clean this up. Grab these two lines. I'm going to scoot them forward just a touch, enough so that they're buried in the windshield here. All right, and then I'll take this windshield, merge that with this piece using outer shell, and then same thing, outer shell that to this. And oh, my outside walls aren't part of it. All right. So I should be able to grab these three. Outer shell those, and we are moving along with a solid Orca.
Solid as in legitimate, or solid as in properly watertight?
Pick one.
How fun that all these modeling terms are also so appropriate
Yeah.
for a boat model.
Um,
Maybe SketchUp was originally intended to be a boat modeling application.
I don't know. I wasn't around back then. I was just a child at the time. Maybe that's not true.
Yeah, I don't feel like Joe was a boat modeler.
Not in Colorado. Not a lot of those guys. All right. Cool. All right. So we are here. This is looking good. This is so I was commenting to Jody that the most popular video recorded live stream we ever did was the pirate ship. So that's gotten the most views of any live model we've ever done, like hundreds of thousands more than the next video. And I don't know, that's just because it was a ship, but I guess we'll find out now because we're doing it again. All right, I'm going to throw the mast up on here. That's a thing I know what it is. This is a mast. Create a circle right here. I guess I didn't need to do a follow me. I could just do a push pull, but all right. Make that a group. I got to stop paying attention to what the instructions say, because those aren't for real things.
Yeah, no. Those are for tiny boats.
They
You're going to
keep,
need a bigger boat.
Oh man, I can't believe it's taken this long to make that joke.
I'm so happy that it actually presented itself. I
I
wasn't
know.
even
Didn't have
like
to work for
preparing
it.
myself for it. It just happened.
There, that goes there. This is the Standiani thingy. All right, so I'm
I
just
want
going
that
to
to be the
model.
poop deck. Like you have to climb up there to poop.
I hope not.
That's what the pigeons do, or the seagulls.
I don't think they look for a specific one spot to do that. I think they just fire away.
They're very equal opportunity poopers.
That's right. All right. All right, so I can take this. I can. Doesn't look like the center. Well, I guess it is. All right. I'll take that, rotate it around like that. That gets me half of it. Well, I guess I'll use Keurig to do the rest. So I'll get myself another reflection flag. I'll grab that, mirror it, option to copy. Same thing here, mirror it, option copy. And then I'll grab all four of these guys, explode them. And then the only overlap should be these pieces right here and this right here. And the next thing I got to do is do the little wire supports. Are they still called crow's nests if they're just basically a metal hula hoop?
I think so.
Right.
I don't think crows are that picky.
Okie dokie. All right, so. Oh wait, I made them in the wrong spot. What is this thing then? What did I just do? This is the step. All right, I'm gonna grab this. And I'm going to copy that up. I'm gonna reuse. I feel like I need a little more reinforcement under there. Just something to hold it up.
You're doing great.
Thanks,
Aaron.
buddy. Appreciate that little reinforcement you gave me.
I try to do my part. So it looks like
Yeah, this
this
is
is
something totally
available.
different.
Jaws is available on HBO Max if you need to rush out there and relive the movie.
What a good movie. It was a movie that scared the living crap out of me. And at the time when I saw it, I lived in Illinois, which is a
Oh,
place
Coastal Town.
where basically we spent our summer in lakes. And I know logically, and I knew then, there was no sharks in the lake in my grandma's neighborhood. But there was a while there.
Understandably.
I was a little concerned about hopping in the lake.
Well, I'm glad you survived. I'm glad you made it through.
I did. There actually were no sharks, so as it turned out, I was right about that. All right. All right, let's get rid of everything else. And I'm going to copy this face, option to the middle of this. I'm going to close it up by drawing a line straight down between the two, which will intersect that circle. Get rid of that and get rid of that. And I can grab this piece and this piece, say intersect faces with model. It did give me this cut line through the middle because that's where it's intersecting the image. Even though the image isn't actually like a piece of the model, it's in my modeling file. So you do have to be conscious of that. You can intersect an image. All right, I'm going to take that. Option copied around the other side. All right, so there is probably... Looks like there's some more little pieces. Maybe I'll throw on these little hook-looking thingies. Little ladder rung steppies deals. So I'm going to put a circle here, but I am going to make it a lower than normal number of sides. I don't need it to be 24. This is going to be a small, smoothed out geometry. Same thing, I'm not going to worry about putting a nice arc right here. It's going to be so small you won't ever see this. Like that. Then grab these two lines. I can say, follow me. There we go. I'm going to run that long so it actually laps into the center pole.
Center pole, isn't that like the UK police agency that like Sherlock Holmes has to work with to take
Close.
care of crimes solved in other countries?
Close, but no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Thanks. Thanks. I mean, I've had better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like bigger boat. All right, let's go. Let's
Yeah. Why don't we just
let's
stick with
rewind
that?
back
That
to
was really good. We still need a bigger boat, Jody.
yes. Perfect. Haha. I gotta almost do my fake resident alien laugh. Alan Tudyk.
Man, that is such a good show.
I'll probably watch just about anything that guy's in.
I don't know if all of you all out there have seen it, but Resident Alien is just a solid film or solid TV show. All right. So what that has left me with, what the? Oops. What? How did I do that? Well, I modeled in the wrong spot, buddy. All right. Oh, it's all separate. Oh, so I'm going to explode this, grab all this. I'm going to make it a group, and I'm going to cut it. I'm going to come out here. I'm going to edit, paste in place. And now I'm going to grab all those. And I'm just going to start by moving them. I'm going to get them out of the way here. I'm also going to get them upright. So I'm going to use also going to rotate like that. Okay. And now I want to merge it all together. So I have some stuff that's not solid. Start with the mast. It's got a lot of issues. Let's check one of these first. Maybe that'll be simpler. Okay, those are good. Yeah, I have geometry that's just lapping through itself here. So I'm going to grab all of this, intersect face with selection. Now I want to run solid inspector. No, still doesn't like it. All right, so here's one of my favorite things about using the old 3D mouse is I'm just gonna come inside here and do some cleanup. Ooh, it got spooky and dark in here.
Why is it so dark inside this? I guess it's from a horror movie, so
Yeah,
you
that's
need
true.
some scary elements, right?
We have
Is it a horror movie or a thriller?
it's a giant shark, a monster shark that eats people. I'm gonna say it was horrific for me. Horrific? That's
Okay.
not the right way to use that word.
It feels like that's not the word you're looking for, but
Horrific.
just run with it.
It was
Horrible.
scary. It scared me.
There you go.
And it's fun to listen to the stories of the people when they were actually filming it and how, because they had that practical shark on set and it sounded like that was just miserable. Not that well made, I guess, at the time. All right, let's check that for solidness. All right, we can fix that.
Okay. Wikipedia says it's a thriller, as does pretty much everybody in chat.
Okay, I'll concede to that. It was thrilling.
Not a psychological thriller.
Understandable. All right, so I do still have somewhere on here, I have some issues. One of the cool things about solid inspectors, if you just bring it up and hit tab, it will highlight where your issues are, where the issues with your solid are. It won't do much more than that. All right, so that's obviously not going to work. Delete that. Oh, now it likes it. Solid. Okay, so now I can grab all this stuff and outer shell it. Oh, something's not. What? You lied to me. Oh, no, it did it. Not sure who you were talking to then. Okie dokie. Let's plop this on here. Looks like this is right in the center. I'm just gonna set it here for a second. What? What the? I got some weird softening happening. This is something that will come out of solid tools on occasion, where it will just sometimes just pick a chunk to soften and end up with some weirdness like this.
Weirdness. Sometimes just weirdness happens, man.
Seriously. Hmm. All right. So I got some weirdness over here. Look at these weird shadows. All right, but I can clean that up. All right, so I want to align this in the center. So I'm going to go ahead and I find that I've gotten really good at just kind of from a distance picking the cardinal points of circles. If you need to, you can toggle on show hidden to grab that, but I'm going to grab that and constrain to my green axis. And I happen to have this flag right in the middle, so that helps. Makes it a little easier. So that forward a little bit. Cool. Well, it's definitely looking like the Orca now. So what else? What time? What it was? It's 2 o'clock. So we're a couple hours in.
2 o'clock.
What's the most important piece? Oh, let me.
I mean, do you want to put a rail around the
That's
pointy
probably it, right?
anything?
Doesn't that sound like?
It looks way too clean, but
Oh.
what can you do? Sebastian said UV's next.
I'll post it. You are more than welcome. Um, okay, so that's looking pretty sweet. So yeah, there's a spot or two to clean up, but yeah, let's do this railing real quick. So it looks like we got a thing going up, boom, boom, boom. This actually comes around the front of the deck. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna come in here And I'm going to do a circle. I'm going to stick with 8 sides because I don't need a lot of geometry here. But I'm going to go run a piece up like this. That'll work. Actually, that looks a little big, so I'm going to offset that just a touch. Shrink that down. Oops, I think I went in the deck there. Not what I intended. All right. I'm going to grab that and make it a group. I'm intentionally, again, not making a component because each of these I think is going to end up getting cut a different place. Oh, and look what I did. I drew that perpendicular to the, I guess it's that way on the screen, the angle of the ship. I don't want that. I'm just going to delete it. Starting over. All right, we'll go right here.
Well, that was simple.
I'm going to hit the up arrow to draw this constrained to the blue axis. There we
So
go.
it keeps getting suggested that you still need to add jaws, to which I mean, when you think about it, he's underwater. He's
Yeah.
there. You just don't see him.
I just have to set my, here, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do this right now. I don't care.
That's part of the suspense of the movie, right? Is you don't know he's there.
That's right. If I go in here to
Until he is.
styles and put some, there. He could be right here. We don't know. Spooky. All right.
Now all of a sudden I'm kind of scared to watch this.
I'm sorry. Yeah. 3D modeling, scary business, my friend.
At the end of this stream, you can just do like an art house kind of ending where you just have the word fin come up. And then it's a double entendre. It means two things.
Oh, thank you for telling me what that meant.
I think that's what it means. That's how I use it. It's probably wrong.
All right, let's see how that looks. Yeah, it looks like the spacing's about right. This one might go back just a tiny bit. All right. That looks good. Looks good. So what I'm thinking I think I want a work plane. So I'm going to draw a rectangle on the flat real quick. And I'm going to raise that up to where it looks like it's hitting that at the right height. That looks good. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, and this, so I kind of match this arc. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to steal this. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to edit, paste in place, and I'm going to bring it vertical like that. This does shoot forward though. That goes out. Oops, I just want half of it though. Get rid of this. So I'm only modeling half of this. I'm going to take this and I'm going to slide it forward because it, like I said, it does shoot out beyond the end. So it kind of comes back. Trying to figure out where it turns. Looks like there is a post right there. So this post right here should actually be more like here-ish. Yeah, that's gonna work. All right, I think I got it. Okay, so I'm gonna take this is the middle though. Oops, I just got rid of my work plane, but I think that'll work okay. That's okay.
It's surprisingly difficult to create this railing.
I knew it was gonna be. Railing is just railing's
Looks easy.
tough. Yeah, it does. It does look like it's gonna be easy. It rarely is. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to draw where I want the railing to hit each of these pieces.
Sebastian wants you to turn the flag 90 degrees. I'm not-
Oh, you know what's actually bothering me the most right now is that blue background. Can't see anything. Clever joke,
I know
jerk.
that's what makes it so scary,
I know.
right?
I'm terrified now.
You're like drawing a line and you're like, wait a minute, is there a shark behind this line?
Oh,
I don't know.
great. All right. Now, let me grab this.
He said if you're not going to turn the flag, then you should put a fin in there for the shark. Everybody wants the fin.
Oh my gosh. I would have
I know.
thought this would be the challenge, but apparently it's making everybody happy about that. But
You can please all the people some of the time and some of the people all the time, but you can't please some of the people some of the time or something like that.
yeah, I think you were on the right track for a little bit, and then stuff got weird. All right, I'm gonna go back to a white background because I can't do this. All right, I'm gonna draw a line perfectly perpendicular. I'm gonna throw a quick circle on here.
So, I'm going to throw you a bone here.
All right,
What kind of shark was Jaws?
mechanical. No, great,
What kind?
great white background.
White. That's right. That is right.
Oh, thanks, buddy. All right, and let's do a quick follow me on this. And then as soon as I'm done with follow me, I'm going to take this piece and push pull it back to that first intersection like that. All right, and then I'll just take these guys and I will scale them down. What did Richard Dreyfuss refer to the Orca as? A floating... No, wait, there was...
Oh,
The floating asylum
Sebastian's
was where he was
saying
going to go, but yeah. Sorry.
Sebastian's saying take the flag and turn that 90 degrees, and that makes the fin. Psh, I was being thick as a proverbial brick, apparently there. Clever.
I got what you're saying.
I'm sorry, what did Richard Dreyfuss say though? I talked over you.
Nothing. I was just trying to remember what terms were used to describe this boat in the film. Um, Let me grab all of this. Oh, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. There we go. Now I will grab all of this and I will mirror it along my non-rotated flag and back. Oh, look at that thing. Pretty happy about that. Okay. So there's more to do. There's a couple portholes and some lights, and there's a lot of details, but I feel pretty good about 2 hours of modeling getting me to right here. What I feel like has to happen now is something along these lines. And let's bring this in. So I did have somebody ask me about probably the darkest water. Oh, I'm setting the background color again. Come on, man.
Oh, this is good. This is good stuff right here.
Whew. Okay. Somebody asked me why I don't spend more time coloring things after I make them. And the best answer I came up with was that come on, give me just the texture. make that a group? I did. Okay. There we go. Why don't what? Sorry, I can't talk and think at the same time apparently. But why it was that I don't spend more time drawing textures and like coloring things in. There's two reasons that I could think of. One is generally speaking, it's a time-consuming process to do that, to go in and put different colors where they're supposed to go, or import materials. So I don't do it because of that. Uh, it takes a lot of time to get all the materials that you want, where you want them, that kind of thing. So I think I steer clear of it because of that. But the other thing is, I mean, I think about what do we want to spend time doing, and I really feel like most of the time, the thing that like what SketchUp really excels at is that 3D modeling, creating these shapes in a short amount of time. So I try to spotlight that as much as possible. Not that it's bad at adding colors with the paint bucket tool. It's actually really easy, but I just feel like it's not the strength. It's not the reason people come by, you know, that kind of thing. So forgive me if you're one of those people who wants fully colored models at the end and I keep not delivering. It's nothing personal.
And it's like making a coloring book. Since you upload
That's right.
it, they can get people can download it and color it in as they want.
Color away.
Oh, good. You even managed to get in some stitching. That's good. That's nice.
Satisfied. All right. So yeah, just that last merge left us with some weird faces again. All right, there we go. That's better. All right, and just for fun, we can come over here. Let's grab some Bezier. Go. Whoops. I OD'd. I over deleted. And I feel like what we could do here. Give this that little extra touch of reality. AKA add something to the model that no one asked for and was looking for. Grab that and say, take all that, soften it. Oh yeah. Wonder why that didn't go away.
It's this car. He actually got hit by a boat,
That makes sense.
boat propeller.
You know what? Actually, I bet a more realistic color would be if I was to come up here in asphalt and concrete. There we go. A little more organic than just a solid. Gonna need a bigger boat.
Keep using it. It's good every time.
Yep. It'll never get old. All right. Well, I think we're there. I think that we have reached the MVP, the minimum viable product to represent the Orca. It's a cool model, but there's definitely like some of the cool stuff about it is I thought these little things, these little circle up here, I thought that was like a what do you call it? A lifesaver, like floaty thing that you would throw to
Life,
somebody. It's
life, life preserver.
life preserver ring thing. It's actually shark teeth. So on the three sides, he has a big round piece of wood with shark teeth here, here, and here.
Ooh ha ha.
Yeah, that's shark bait.
Oh, my bad.
Um, gotta get rid of that and get rid of that. Cool. Well, I feel good. That feels like that's a neat place to be. Um, that's definitely. I mean, I would have a good guess of what that was, even if there wasn't the shark fin after it. But yeah. So there we go. I'm gonna call it. That's it. That is.
Nailed it.
That's right. That is did. Um, cool. That was fun. That was a fun thing to model for a couple hours. Yeah. So there we are. I felt there was something I was gonna say, like, oh, don't forget to say this by the end, but it's gone.
So,
So
was it something about the boat? Something about future modeling?
probably something not boat related. Well,
Hmm.
next
Hmm.
next week we're gonna take another look at some live models. So we have live components. We have another batch of live components coming out in the coming week, and we're gonna hop in and try to up our game even further. Last month we made a huge step forward from our deployable kitchen and bathroom units. Stretch. Um, which I thought was kind of a nice hillside dining room model that we made. I thought that was a cool one. Um, I think
I feel like
that
each time it gets slightly more cohesive.
I
Next week's gonna be amazing.
I I like that idea. You heard it here. Jody said so. Straight up amazing, except no less. So I don't know what the models are. I haven't actually seen them yet, but I'm interested because it really all comes down to the models themselves. How easy is it to make them cohesive? Do you have a bunch of things that work perfectly in an outdoor dining situation and then a bathroom cabinet? Well, that could happen again.
So
So
I'm gonna venture out and make an early bet that there
okay,
will be one wall, like tiled wall feature in the mix.
I'm guessing there's going to be some sort of stair type thing as well because that just seems to like set itself up for dynamic component, live component type thing. And I'm also guessing there will be at least one piece that Aaron struggles to cohesively add to the rest of the model. I feel sure that that's going to happen as well.
Medicine cabinet in a restaurant.
That's right. That's the one. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. This was a lot of fun. This was a cool model. I'm glad you stuck it out with us, and we got this. This thing is ridiculously hugely not big, but I just feel like it's got to scale this way a little bit. Like I'm looking in the back, and it looks like I don't know, it's a fudgesicle or something sticking on the water. That's better.
Actually, I'm gonna go upstairs and get a fudgesicle now.
That does sound good. I like that. I like that idea. That's a good plan. I don't think I have any fudgesicles.
Sebastian wants to know what time we're starting. Oh, Sebastian already answered. Wait, is he talking to himself? Sebastian's talking to himself.
Well, let us know how it works out, guys.
1 week from exactly 7 days from 2 hours ago. 2 hours and 22 minutes ago.
There you go. Didn't quite work.
That's funny. I mean, it's really the railing at the front that makes it into Orca.
Yeah, that's really what ties it.
It makes it into a shark hunting boat.
Yeah. I'll have to work on that some more. Get that background looking good for the thumbnail. Well, thank you guys. We're going to call it. Hopefully see you next week. In the meantime, if you do want to join us, interact, talk, that sort of thing, check out our forum, forums.sketchup.com. It's a great place to get help with 3D modeling, but it's also a good way to get a message to us about what you think is going on live stream. We do like having your ideas. We love hearing what you think we should model. So yeah, please hit us up over there. And Yeah, because once we stop this, these messages don't. I hate to say it, we don't usually come back and read the logs of messages. It's more of an in the moment thing, you know. So
Well, we do, but we just mostly just so we can point and laugh.
yeah, that's right. Oh, this guy spells worse than me. No, there's not one of those. I'm just kidding.
Actually, I honestly don't know how to look at these logs. I don't think they're saved anywhere.
Well, we could. Yeah, I don't know. Anyhow, all right.
Anyway,
That's it. We'll see you guys later.
see you
Have
guys
a
next
great
week.
week. Stay safe. Stay sane. Bye bye.
Arrivederci.